now listening to the Good Bad Advice Podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello.
Okay, sorry.
Just one more time. Don't, maybe it's the eye contact.
No, it's eye contact. We
Okay,
can't look
sorry.
at each other.
Hello. Okay, just one more time from the top. 3, 2, 1. Hello. Why are we changing the notes? Why? Let's just do a normal. If I can't do a Cynthia Revo, you can't do a Cynthia Revo. On the mark, 1, 2, 3.
Hello.
I just feel like I need to do one more time. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Excellent. We are welcome you guys to the good. Just keep all that in.
Yeah.
That's also too hard to edit. We act like we take this super short order.
Yeah.
We're your hosts. Welcome to the Good Bad Advice Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Chase.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we give unsolicited advice to people in the news each week. Most we catch up with each other, and we're back.
We're back.
I know. So let me tell you guys what happened. I really kind of went dark because the light of my life was gone. And I mean,
ergo you.
Me. I am if you can't be the light of your own life, how are you going to be the light in someone else's? Can I get an amen up in her?
Amen.
I fractured my L5. That's a vertebrae in my spine. I also learned that I have 4 bulging discs. I don't really want to get into it. It was the result of a pickleball accident on hardwood floors that a friend of a family member had left on the floor. I hate her forever. And my back ended up not seizing at that time. I sort of went into like 2 or 3 days of chaos.
Yeah.
Of like, not chaos, just like normal life, but my body was hurting. And then cut to 3 weeks ago, I'm in the steam room after a normal workout. My entire back seizes. I have to waddle from the steam room to the shower. And I just kept thinking, if I could just get to Tim, he's our chiropractor who saved Steven. If I could just get to Tim, I'll be fine. I'm in the shower, and because of I also have I have a whole host of problems in my spine. We've learned now, and one of those is that I have some exposed nerves on the right side, in between my L5 and my S1, that my bulging disc is touching those exposed nerves, and so it's creating my right leg keeps falling asleep, and so I was in the shower, and my right leg gave out. Long story long, just the highlight of that whole experience was I had to crawl from the shower to the locker with a towel draped over me like a donkey kink, that I was just like, so sorry guys, and people are like, bro, can we get you at least some underwear? And I was like, no, I'm fine. Brutal. That is.
And you still go to that gym?
I went for the first time again yesterday, and I was like, hi, how you doing? Cut to that side that's like, hi. The weird noise. Anyway, I end up being hospitalized. I'm in such excruciating pain. I'm actually screaming in pain, where I couldn't control it. Like, I'm not really dramatic when it comes to pain. I actually have a very high pain tolerance. I agree. This was like
I'm only dramatic for comedy. When I'm in pain, like
I shut down and I couldn't control it. I was screaming. It made it so that we had to cancel the trip to go out to see the kids, which was really sad so we missed Oliver's birthday. Happy belated birthday, buddy. Love you so much. Have a little birthday tribute at the end. Got an MRI. That's when we learned all these problems. But I will say it's a miracle that I'm sitting here, that I'm able to walk, that I did the stairs. I mean, Steph knows because she's friend of the year, came and visited me a ton and brought meals and hangouts. And I was like in a walker. I couldn't sit.
When I tell you, again, because we're dramatic people, a little bit, even our stories.
We're theatrical people.
Yeah, fair,
I feel like it's
fair.
theatrics. We're not
like,
really dramatic.
You won't even freaking believe what happened to me.
No, we're like, oh my God,
I couldn't even stand.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, I can't believe it.
I was blinded for 4 hours in my right eye.
I couldn't see it. I literally saw my soul leave my body.
Literally. She was my favorite friend. I never ever talked about her, but she meant so much to me in the whole world. Those sorts of, you know what I mean? It is true.
It's so true.
We have so many of those moments where it was the best thing I've ever put in my entire mouth, and I'm talking about there. You're just like, all right.
So when Chase is texting me, oh my God, I'm like, oh, okay, he's hurt for sure.
Yeah.
But when you come over and your friend is like, hi, let me just, actually, you know what? You could come to me. You're like,
I was peeing in a cup. I was peeing in like an actual thing, you guys, because it was too hard for me to get up to go to the bathroom. I could only expend that energy like for a definite number 2.
No,
like,
it was absolute real pain. Like,
yes.
So serious. I saw you like the second night after, and like getting you to stand, hold on to a walker, and get to the bathroom. I was like, dear heavens. Like, and I was so scared that this was going to be months.
Yes, and whoever complained about me talking over you, sorry, I almost just started to do that. Sorry, listener. But I stopped myself. Growth, hashtag progress, hashtag there's always someone at Peanut in the gallery. 10 points to Steven.
Yes.
And 10 points to my mom. So really 5 points to my mom because she really was great at the beginning, but like 150,000 points to Steven because he has... His nervous system is very sensitive.
Yes.
And so being next to my nervous system never turns on. Like I'm dead on the inside. And so for someone who has a very sensitive nervous system like Steven to then suddenly be around me when I suddenly start having like my nervous system is just firing on all cylinders. That's such a jarring dynamic for our household because normally I'm a little bit more rock steady and he's a little bit more like, oh no, worried. And then when I'm like, I don't think I can go up the stairs. Like there was a Sunday 2 weeks ago where I'd gotten down the stairs and then I realized I do not believe I can get up the stairs. Yeah. And I began thinking about this is my new life. I live on the couch. Yeah. Okay, so I need to get sheets. Like, and he was like, we could get you upstairs. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, no, but we have to. Like, so he has been so solid.
No, the first time I was there getting you up the stairs and I'm standing behind you knowing damn well, that if you tip backwards,
you guys are
we're going down.
You're pit stop to the fall. You are not actually providing support. No. You guys are just a pit stop on my way to absolute death.
Steven's at the top of the stairs like, can I do anything? And I'm singing Jesus Take the Wheel.
Yeah. Stephanie was actually, that was so funny. She just kept, and then Steven is like upstairs, beads of sweat coming down his forehead. And I'm in another universe. For some reason he's
holding a pillow. Like, I don't know.
He had the walker at the top of the stairs.
Like, toss a pillow
like
and
a
catch
leash.
Something.
He's got a fishing line. This will work. So needless to say, I really am a miracle. I got an amazing blessing that cast out all the evil from me that would prevent me from healing. And I was like, suddenly I was like, that was a lot. It's like, wait a minute. I think I could do a somersault tonight. Just kidding. There's no possible way. The thought of me doing
a somersault right now is...
The thought of me like doing a jumping jack is like, I would rather die. So I apologize for having a couple weeks off. So we did have people message us and be worried. So thank you for being worried. Hey, you guys ever coming back?
Chase is dying, you guys.
Yeah, then I was like reading the messages. Well, it's really bad for Chase. We hope he makes it. What? Are you a universal donor by chance? Janet from Iowa. She's like, I don't even know you guys.
You don't even need your spine.
I barely listen. Anyway, so I'm happy to be back and it's
Yay.
I was gonna say I feel like I haven't seen you, but I've actually seen you almost more and your cute mom as well, who brought multiple meals over. And so thank you to Molly. Thank you to so many people who were just really, really kind and visited, of course my peeps and even others that were really, really nice. So I'm grateful. I'll probably be, if you're watching this on any video platform that we are on, which I think is Spotify or YouTube or whatever, you're going to see me adjusting a ton, I think, as this goes through. Yeah. I didn't crap my pants, so it's just my body. I'm like, whoa, I'm making faces. But we're happy to be here. We've got quite a bit of content to go through today, so we're going to start. But you've got some 3GBs. Tell us, first off, we both have Traitors.
So we can talk about it later.
Let's, yes.
Okay. First one is I finished the second book of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Obsessed.
It's complete debauchery. Like, it's just so funny. It's so silly. It's so unserious.
Yes.
Like,
I think it's the perfect read for the climate we're in right now. Absolutely. Of just like, if you need escapism, if you need something that also is really satisfying, where you feel like we can, push against the man, so to speak.
Second to all of that, you have to do the audiobooks.
Agreed.
Like, I actually think they shouldn't even print it.
I agree.
Like, it's a non-negotiable. Even if you're like, oh, I don't really like audiobooks, you have to do the audiobook.
Yeah, because this is theater. I mean, you have to. Princess Donna is a
call.
Yeah, is an accent. Like,
yes.
She's not a character. She's an aura. And the only way you get that is when you hear her.
And like
juxtaposed against the voice for Carl and then the narrator.
Hear me out. If you're a person who isn't interested in audiobooks or like doesn't like them usually, get a hobby that you don't need to be doing anything, or you usually would be watching TV, like a puzzle, a needle pointing, a something like a craft, and then just listen to the book while you're doing that thing over watching a TV show. Just try it. Okay. Yeah. Just try it. Okay. Okay, my second one is I listened to Brimstone, which is the second book to Quicksilver, which was a very popular romantasy last year. It's okay. Like, I wasn't like thrilled. To be fair, ever since Second Death of Locke, which was excellent writing to me, a lot of romantasy is just kind of falling flat because I'm like, okay, let me guess what happens.
And it could be that you're in your dungeon crawler Carl phase, because we were talking about one of the times when you were over, and we were talking to Steven about how Stephanie got me into dungeon crawler Carl. You'd read the first book. I then pounded through all six.
All of them, yeah.
And was gagged, like so pumped. And then Stephanie had said, like, oh, I think I was in my heavy romance era, and so Dungeon Crawl Carl was just so different. It could be that you're in the inverse now.
What I was craving at the moment. I've read like 5 books already this year, but like there hasn't been one that I've like been obsessed with yet. And last year, I mean, I did really love Dungeon Crawler Carl. That's not saying I'm not like obsessed with it. Last year, my very first book of the year was a 5-star read. So I'm just kind of craving like a really, really good book. So yeah, read that one. I read The Crash by Frida McFadden. I thought it was so boring you could absolutely skip it.
Okay.
Frida McFadden books are good because they're thrillers that go by super fast. This one was completely unnecessary.
Frida McFadden did Housemaid?
Okay. Yep. She's a very popular thriller author, and also a neurosurgeon on the side. So, okay. Some people.
Well, and I also operate on brands.
And then I read Margot's Got Money Troubles. So funny, so weird, so interesting. Going to be made into an Apple TV series with Elle Fanning, Nicole Kidman, Nick Offerman, Michelle Pfeiffer. Like, and Elle Fanning reads the audiobook. It is so quirky and odd and like, but like will make you. Margot's Got Money Troubles. It is so funny and like so weird. Like, I wish I could describe it, but I also am like, I went into it blind, and so I feel like it's better to go into it blind.
Yeah.
Know that like, I mean, this is in the description. She basically becomes like a 18-year-old, 19-year-old mom of a child whose father does not want to be a part of the life. And she kind of just like stumbles into OnlyFans just as a way to like, I have to figure out a way to make money. But it's like done in such a hilarious way. I just loved everything about it. And there was such dynamic characters. Like, I love a book where every character, I'm like, you're so weird, and how does this work?
Well, and the people who are playing them would evidence that. Nicole Kidman, Nick Offerman, those are really dynamic,
exactly,
strong characters.
Yeah. And like, it just was kind of like, it's reality in a way that it's like some people just have really, really weird people in their life, and they just make it work because that's who's in their life.
Right.
Like, and I just thought it was like a very beautiful story, but while also being so funny and entertaining. And I cannot wait for the series to drop.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I just put it on my. For
it's
some reason, I had
do
so
the
many
audiobook.
credits. I just did one, yeah.
Because Elle Fanning reads it, and she just has like a very expressive voice. Anyway, I love when actors read books. I just think they're made for it.
Agreed.
So,
also, I don't think we talked about you darkened your hair since we've seen.
I did darken my hair,
and it looks gorgeous. You guys,
thank you so much.
Pop up on We'll put it on the carousel for
I'm
the
still
episode.
settling into it. Like, you know, when you just change something that you're just like wasn't mentally prepared for, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like touch it up, and then it became darker, and I'm still adjusting to it, but I am starting to really like it.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful change.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I watched so much TV on
Yes.
account of I was bedridden for a while, but I pulled some of like my favorites. Watched Steel on Amazon Prime. That's with
Okay.
Sophie Turner. Really, really good. Kind of like true British. It's a little Harlan Coben-esque dynamic. I watched season 1 and I'm caught up on season 2 of The Night Manager with Tom Hiddleston, also on Amazon Prime, and Olivia Colman. And what's so cool about this is that season 1 was filmed 10 years ago. And then season 2 was filmed and airing right now, 2026. And they actually account for the 10-year lapse from season 1 to season 2 in the story.
Whoa.
They make it a full 10-year jump.
Whoa.
Hugh Laurie's in it, Olivia Colman, Tom Hiddleston. So you know we're getting like incredible acting and really, really good dialogue.
Yeah.
I really, really like Night
Okay.
Manager. Watched His and Hers on Netflix. This is the, you would know a lot of the people, although I just can't think of their names.
It's ringing a bell. I just can't remember.
Yeah, it was like one of the top shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
And excellent. I made the mistake of teeing up a little bit too much to Steven's brother and sister-in-law when they were visiting. There's some pretty big spoilers
Yeah.
throughout. Like, it's got some really good twists. And so if you like that sort of suspenseful, it's definitely not for kids, not for teens, I would say as well. It's like a definite adult one. Then I would say, Beast in Me. That's with Claire Danes. She's the journalist who is kind of hired to write a memoir for an alleged murderer who allegedly killed his wife. And so that is intense.
Okay.
Like if you think His and Hers is not for teens or kids, Beast in Me is not for most adults. Like,
okay.
It's a level of intensity. I'm really surprised Claire Danes didn't get nominated for it because I think she's sensational in it. So maybe in the next cycle, I don't know how that'll work. Really, really good. And then my favorite thing from this past week was the Scapperelli Couture show. I watched everything I could find on it, including his sisters, Liz's,
going in the showroom,
going into the showroom, touching everything. I think he is a genius, Daniel Roseberry. I think he's such a creative juggernaut, and I think it was really fun when you were saying Elle Fanny. One of the accounts I follow on social media, it talks about like takes couture and then says which Hollywood stars could wear this in the award season, because we have Couture Week in Milan, and in Hong Kong and China they have like different ones. Anyway, happening at the same time as like we're getting ready for BAFTAs and Oscars and Grammys. Obviously tonight we're gonna talk about. So it was like kind of fun, and they were talking about how Elle Fanning would look so good in so many of Scaparelli's gowns because they're like champagne and you know, perfect for a skin tone. So anyway, I kind of loved that. And then I also have been loving the AI versions, gospel versions of pop songs.
Yeah.
I have been listening to like Run Up That Hill, Kate Bush's the gospel version, The Climb, the gospel version. Like that's on repeat.
That's amazing.
In my headphones.
I
didn't listen to enough music last year. So I'm starting off 2026 just like if I'm working, I'm listening to music more than shows.
AI is kind of crazy right now in that I have a few friends who have like done songwriting and like music writing most of their lives and are now like seeing those songs come to fruition at this point because using AI.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, I find that so fascinating.
Yeah, I'm very, that was another thing too. We watched the movie Mercy.
Okay.
We thought it would be cool to try going to a movie, and we were like, it's like maybe a week ago, like maybe I could just do it. And so Steven drops me right off at the theater. I walk her in. You know, I'm like, hey, I sit down, and the seats, it was the newest theater up in Daybreak. Even still, those seats like did not they weren't working for my back. And yet I stayed for the whole movie because I was hooked. The movie is Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson. Just speaking of AI, Rebecca Ferguson is, did you see the trailer for this? She's like she's an AI judicial system in Los Angeles that they've effectively turned the judiciary over judge, jury, executioner to AI. And Chris Pratt is accused of killing his wife, and he's got 90 minutes to convince AI that he didn't do it. And it was a really, really smart movie. I'm surprised it's not getting more fanfare. So if you're looking for a good movie in the theater for Valentine's Day weekend, go to Mercy. It's not a love story at all.
I was like, for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but I think you don't need to go to Valentine's. Here's my actual take on Valentine's. I'm glad that we segued this naturally. I wasn't thinking of talking about this until next week, but here's my thing for Valentine's Day. I think that you should do a romantic meal. Like, I think the ideal Valentine's Day is like a romantic meal. Yep. And then something really fun and exciting. Yeah. I think if it's too much, like if it's romance on romance, like I can't imagine being like, it's a little cheesemeister. Like it's a little corny. Like I'm going to be picked up in a horse-drawn carriage and then taken to a restaurant and then
like, would I say no? No.
I would say yes. So I could talk about it on the podcast. I don't think I would say yes because like my soul just yearns to like be dripped, flapped, folded in. We're going to have to talk about Catherine. I just realized folded in. We're not going to be well when we talk about the passing of Catherine O'Hara. Anyway, but I don't like it when it's just so heavy-handed. Yeah. I feel like, so Steve and I like doing, my kids will be here for Valentine's Day this weekend, so we won't be doing anything romantic, but.
We are going to do heart-shaped pizzas and dipped chocolate.
Yeah. Fun.
With the kids.
Fun. And then watch a fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I just think we need to not have it be so pressure filled. And this is good advice. Make sure the key to having a successful Valentine's Day is to communicate expectations with your significant other so we're on the same page. Are we doing gifts? Are we just doing a card? If we're doing gifts, what's the budget? If we're not sharing a budget, what's the expectation? Are we doing a meal? Who's doing the reservation? You should be getting reservations now, guys, if you're going to eat out. Are we okay to just order in? Do we want to get cute matching pajamas and stay in? Communicate with your partner.
Valentine's Day, I think you viewed it as a young adult as a tradition. We do the same thing every year. That is just not the case when you're an adult. Last year we did presents. This year I'm I want a card and flowers and chocolate.
Right.
That's all I want. It's fine. But expectations change. Expectations evolve. Maybe I just want a card. Maybe I want a pony.
Don't be a victim of assumptions.
Yes.
We don't need to do that. We can do better.
Agreed.
Okay, we've got the Grammys tonight, and so let's go through, because you and I normally talk leading up to the Grammys a handful of times about the Grammys. We're actually doing this flat-footed. What we will say is that the Grammys are being, so by the time this happens, this airs tomorrow, but the Grammys are tonight, so we're super excited.
Predictioning.
We've got a pretty good, Bruno Mars is going to be performing, which I'm excited about. Justin Bieber will be performing, which is wild. That. Lady Gaga, Lauryn Hill, Post Malone, Andrew Watt, Chad Smith and Slash will be doing a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. Reba McEntire will be joined by Brandy Clark and Lucas Nilsson, who will do the in memoriam to everybody who we've lost at the Grammys. Rose R-O-S-E with the little accent. Rose or is Rose? I
have no idea.
Anyway, Sabrina Carpenter and Tyler, the Creator. So what we're not seeing is Swift.
Yes, but
she's not technically in. Well, she is honestly, for some, but
I would not go to the Grammys if I was not nominated.
Agreed.
Especially if I was her. I just feel like it's so distracting.
Okay, so we're just gonna go through the top 3 awards and new artists, because those are the ones that we typically like. Yeah. So let's go through.
I'm going to go who I want to win and who is going to win.
That's how we typically do it.
Yeah, okay.
Best new artist is Olivia Dean, Cat's Eye, The Mariahs, Addison Rae, Somber, Leon Thomas, Alex Warren, and Lola Young.
That's a good category.
To me, it's between Olivia Dean and Alex Warren in my who I want to win.
Yeah. And
I want it to be Olivia Dean. I think it will be Olivia Dean. That's my instinct.
I think Cat's Eye is a huge contender.
I would think so too. Who won last year's Chaperone?
Yeah.
And so we've done
I
another
think it's going to be
singular.
Cat's Eye.
You think? And who do you want?
I'm pretty much a tie between Olivia Dean and Alex Warren.
Yeah.
I think Olivia Dean should probably get it. I just don't know if she's like the rising star has rised as much as Cat's Eye.
Yeah.
But I think Alex Warren deserves it.
And I think Alex Warren is the kind of artist who he possibly could fall victim to the who did Taylor Swift do that weird song with? And he also, it's going to come to me in a second when I don't need it. But there was a artist who won, oh damn it, I think it starts with a B. Anyway, I'm going to look up Best New Artist nominees. Dang. I just don't find Alex Warren exciting enough.
No.
I think that's
true.
the problem. I think you've got
He's
powerhouse
so
of Olivia
normal.
Dean. You've got powerhouse of Cat's Eye.
I don't think a boy
visuals.
has won Best New in a minute, though.
That's what I was going to say. So let's do Grammys. Best
He just is like so talented and so like humble and normal. I think that like I would like for him to win for the like happiness of myself.
Wow, okay. And I was thinking Bon Iver is because I was thinking of Taylor Swift did that song with Bon Iver, and I was kind of like, oh, Bon Iver, I can't believe that he won, because if you remember, when Bon Iver was nominated, he was nominated against.
But Bon Iver is one of those like niche independent artists that has a large following.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm just gonna go through some of these because it's actually really impressive. The nominees. Okay, so I'm going to work in reverse order because I think it's more interesting. Chaperone, Chaperone, yes. Victoria Monet, yes. Samara Joy, yes. But I haven't seen anything from Victoria or Samara in a while. Olivia Rodrigo, Megan Thee Stallion, Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, Alexia Cara, Chance the Rapper.
Wow.
Meghan Trainor, Sam Smith, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, Fun.
Whoa.
Bon Iver, Esperanza Spalding, Zach Brown Band, Adele, Amy Winehouse, Carrie Underwood, John Legend, Maroon 5, Evanescence, Norah Jones, Alicia Keys, Shelby Lynn, Christina Aguilera, Lauryn Hill, Paula Cole, Leanne Rimes, Hootie and the Blowfish, Sheryl Crow, Toni Braxton, Arrested Development, Mark Cohn, Mariah Carey, Tracy Chapman, Jodie Watley, Sade, Cyndi Lauper, Culture Club, Men at Work. I mean, and then I don't know any of these other ones. The very first person was Bette Midler in 1973. Whoa. So, I mean, the people that we're saying are going to become the best new artists, we have to feel like fit with this echelon of artists. And I will say, I feel like Victoria Monet and Samara Joy are kind of disappointing when you think about like the year before that was Olivia Rodrigo, huge, Megan Thee Stallion, huge, Billie Eilish, huge, Dua Lipa, huge. Like those are all major.
I do think like Alex Warren is working with like Ed Sheeran and Luke Combs. Like,
so maybe he could.
I do think that he's not out of the running. I think it's going to go to Cat's Eye though.
Okay. That's a really good
They've had
take.
so much for virality this year.
Agreed.
I think that it will go to them.
Yeah, and we haven't had a group since, I honestly think, Maroon 5, if I was looking at that thing. So that was 2004. So maybe we're due for it. I don't know if we necessarily see that as much with respect to the Grammys. I think we see a little bit more in Oscars and BAFTAs. But, okay, song of the year. Now, song of the year are for songwriters.
Yes.
So who wrote the best song?
Yeah.
Okay. Abracadabra, Lady Gaga.
That's a good one.
Anxiety.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Gosh, I love Doechii so much.
Yeah,
she was
Doechii's
nominated
so
last year
good.
too. But okay. APT.
Oh.
No, that's Lady Gaga. I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's one.
Kissy face, let me in your hand. Gosh, that is such
Kids'
a good song too.
Across the United States.
Then there's Bad Bunny's DTMF. I don't know that one at all, but I think we're gonna hear it next Sunday at the Super Bowl, which is exciting. Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters.
That songwriting is actually so good, though. What if Golden wins?
I don't think it's going to win for songwriting. It could win for whatever the performance, record or album. A record, I think. But I would say, because I just don't think songwriting, I would say Apata is a more clever song than
fair.
Golden. I think Golden is just amazing because of the
but so is
vocal.
Abracadabra.
And then Abracadabra.
Yeah. I love that song.
Gosh, that one is really good.
The way I couldn't get the cadence of that Abracadabra for so long.
Okay, wait. Luther, which is Kendrick Lamar and SZA. I don't know that one again, but
don't love that song.
I know it, but I can't be like, oh, I'm jamming out. Man-Child, Sabrina Carpenter, which is also a really clever. Although if we're going to do just songwriting, I would have thought, do you want the house tour?
I love that song. I backtracked on all of my words about that album.
Wildflower by Billie Eilish. So I would say, I'm going to say Apata wins for me. I think people are saying Luther is the contender for some of these, but I think Apata is I want it to win, and I want Abracadabra to win, but I think Apata will win, although I'd be happy if either of them won.
I kind of want Golden to win, but I think it's going to be Abracadabra.
Okay. Now, record of the year, or album of the year is The Artists. Mm-hmm. Awarded to the artist and the featured artists. So we're dealing with Bad Bunny, DB Tara Más Fotos? Don't know it. Swag, Justin Bieber, no. Man's Best Friend, Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, I love
that
album.
Was a really good album. Let God Sort 'Em Out, Clips. I would say I don't know anything about that, but that was Pharrell Williams' album. Lady Gaga's Mayhem. GNX, Kendrick Lamar. Leon Thomas, Mutt. And Tyler, the Creator's.
Tyler, the Creator's album was good.
That was really good, too. And Ava, shout out. Hey, girl. You owe us a call. She loves Tyler, the Creator. So maybe I'm going to... Although I don't... There wasn't enough in Mayhem for me to feel like...
Kendrick's could win.
I think... Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see it going to Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Because wasn't Bad Bunny also the #1 streamed artist of last year? And so if we're dealing with the whole album, I'm going to say I think it's Bad Bunny, but again, I would like it to be Gaga or Tyler, the Creator. And then record of the year is for song, and this is not like the songwriting, this is to the actual producers and the singers. DTMF, Bad Bunny, Sabrina Carpenter, Man-Child, Anxiety, Doechii, Wildflower, Billie Eilish, Abracadabra, Luther, The Subway, Chaperone, which is new, and then Apple.
Oh, The Subway is good.
I think I'm going to say, I think it's going to be possibly Bad Bunny. If he takes album, then he may take record. But
gosh, what a good February for him.
Luther. But I still want it to be Apata. Now that I'm thinking about it, that one is my favorite song
really
of
good.
all these nominated songs. What's your vote for record?
I think you're right. It probably could be Bad Bunny. I kind of want Man-Child to win something.
Yeah, I would love, but the fact that she's performing makes me feel like, okay, good, this will be worth it for her. And the fact that I think Gaga's performing.
She'll perform?
I think she'll do a little medley. She'll do house tour,
she does
but she's going to
start.
She'll start Man-Child and maybe hit
the house tour. I wish she would do the.
I think she could do it could be 3. She's getting to the point in her catalog where she could do 2 or 3 mashup, like a mashup of 2 or 3 songs because she has that many.
Go-Go Juice is good too.
I hope the performances are really stand out because I don't have a lot of skin in the game. Last year was a little overcrowded.
Yeah.
And the year prior was really overcrowded.
The thing is, it was really overcrowded, but I felt like it was very clear who was going to win. This year, I have no idea.
Agreed. Last year, it was of course it's going to be Beyonce. We know it's going to be Cowboy Carter. This is the year prior set us up.
Wait, spooky though that was last year.
No, literally.
I'm like, Cowboy
20
Carter.
years ago.
That was 84 years ago.
Now you see that Beyonce's been teeing up her rock album.
She better be.
If you follow her posts, she's making it
better
seem very
be.
much so. Okay, we've got super interesting news. You and I talked about this one of the weeks when it had happened, so this may be a little bit, but it's still in the zeitgeist, so it's still relevant, but some of this may be a little old. For those of you that don't know, and this is one of those situations where I think, unlike a lot of other stories that happen in Hollywood that you really would have nothing to glean from. I hate how it does. Now that it's so big, the iPad, it's just like any of the ad videos, it's like. Most stories you talk about with involving celebrities is not like applicable to our everyday life. So it's easier for us to like make fun of it. This is one that I actually think there are some interesting similarities and or opportunities for dynamics that could be in your everyday life. So Queer Eye, for the straight guy, they just call it Queer Eye.
Yeah.
The revival of it, 10 seasons in, and we know that 3 years ago, Bobby, who was in charge of, so for those of you that don't know, or just by way of remembering everybody, those are 5 gay guys who have different areas. You know, we've got Karamo in culture, Tan in fashion, Bobby and Jeremiah, who replaced Bobby, in home, Anthony in food, and Jonathan Van Ness in grooming.
Yes.
And so they then take a straight person or gay people as well, and they kind of go in and do like a makeover on their life. And a handful of years ago, Bobby, who's in charge of home, left the show.
Yeah.
And was very careful. I will say these are very well trained, media trained guys. Careful not to be clear about why he left, but dropped enough breadcrumbs that I think spoke to like dramas and egos.
Egos, production.
Being mean, and
like
that the other 4 members of the Fab Five were really cliquey and maybe not as welcoming to him.
Yeah, and he also had issues with production. Yeah. Like he had said, I will not be.
I don't want, because of my religious trauma.
Yeah,
that's what
I don't want to be. Yes.
I don't want to have to make over a church.
Yeah,
that would feel really uncomfortable for me, and they forced him to redo.
Yeah.
They kept calling it a community center, but it was a church.
Yes,
and some of that disrespect, I would say, and arguably, home has the biggest freaking job.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
We're not going to a Zara and being like,
no,
you know what this means? Tailoring, ding, like. As though that, of course, everyone understands you have to get something custom tailored to your body.
Yeah.
Nothing fits most people off the rack ever.
Yes.
Or like shampoo and conditioner. You know what I mean? Like none of these are rock. This is a caprese salad. You know, you got to learn how to cut a tomato. I'm like, okay, Anthony, no one's really like taking you seriously. But the home transformation is one where it's like, you were living in a shoebox and we made that shoebox gold.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, amazing. And so to not be kind of favoring him, I think is a mistake. It's a mistake. Anyway, so he leaves and Jeremiah comes in. Jeremiah, who's married to Nate Berkus, who's a very famous designer. I have a bunch
and imagine being Jeremiah married to Nate Berkus,
who's known for being an interior designer. And what does Jeremiah do? Interior design.
Yeah.
I don't think he's nearly as good as Bobby in my mind, but that's irrelevant because they're promoting season 10, the final season. They get to Jenna and Hoda's show, although there's no Hoda. She's been replaced by someone else who I never can remember. Yeah. It's like a weird name too. Anyway, and the 4 show up, and Karamo, Culture, the only person of color on the cast, is not there.
Not true. Tan.
Oh, that's right. Then, well... Man, this article kind of sets it up because of the things that were being said.
Yeah.
They made it feel like it was more racially motivated, which is why I was dropping that.
That's the thing that's like, and this is where it seems a little manufactured.
So let me get to what happened and then the follow-up. Yeah. Sorry. All that is a setup to say, imagine the 4 show up and right before, like 4 minutes before they were supposed to go to air, Karamo's assistant talked to the show issued a statement, and it was read on the air in front of the four. The boys did not know it was coming. The four, you can clearly tell some issues going down because they're doing the Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande holding each other,
like
clenching onto each other, like, oh God, like they're bracing for just like an onslaught of blood to be thrown on them. And Karamo basically says he's been the subject of bullying and emotional abuse, and in order for him to protect his mental health, he will not be participating in the tour.
No, and like I literally would love an SNL skit of those four on the couch, except they're basically
like, I want them to be
kissing.
real life.
Like,
no, I want it to be real gays. Like, so every time they cut to different shows, it's a different version of them because they can't stay consistent. Where like they're holding each other, then somewhere they're just like super bitchy. Like, anyway, so now this is where it gets a little interesting. Yeah. Because this is what you started to talk about. Yeah. Because then what's really going on wheels start churning amongst everybody who's a little bit interested, and then people like us who aren't really interested in the show. I don't watch, but I love the drama and the fact that this happened in real time. And what do you do? How much? And so this is really what it comes down to. Arguably, Karamo's camp is saying his mom was on set and production gave her headphones to be able to listen. And there was an opportunity. There was a time in which they were filming and Karamo left the group of three, excluding Jeremiah, and the Tan, Anthony, and JVN were being derogatory and inappropriate and shamey about Karamo. Yeah. And that it got back to Karamo through his mom. I have a hard time believing that. As the basis, because production wrapped like 6 months before the press tour would have started, which means did his mom really sit on this for 6 months and tell him just before the press tour?
And that's why I think it's manufactured.
That's why we think it's not totally genuine. But Karamo's also taking a position that it's somewhat racially motivated. And that's why I brought up him being, I thought he was the only person of color. I actually kind of forgot about Tan. And so Karamo saying he was bullied. Yeah. There. Now, Karamo has his own show, a talk show where he was the host, and there's a lot of footage coming out now where he's bullying his guests and being quite inappropriate and not being, and not even things that I think people make good points on, not even about the bullying, but the fact that like he would be asking, he was not trauma informed, and then he would be having these really traumatic and these are kind of like
he was like trying to have Dr. Phil conversations.
Yes, except he's not a doctor. Yeah. So I think Karamo in his show, so Karamo has the show where he was like bullying people. That's where it feels hard. Now, if you know that the show is on its 10th season, and if you know that you have not always landed on your next chapter, what's your next venture going to be? Maybe you create conflict so that you get some sympathy and you get yourself separated from the five so that you can have a little Justin Timberlake post and sync moment. I don't know.
I think all things are true. Like, I think, because Jonathan Van Ness has been like outed before for being a production nightmare. Anthony has talked a lot about like his anxiety, and I'm sure that manifests in certain ways on set. Obviously, Bobby had issues. Now, Karamo, I think probably all of it is a little bit true. Now, do I think that Karamo is very strategic and maybe sat on it, so when they started doing press, he could overshadow everything by saying I was bullied? Maybe, probably, because that's just good strategy of how do you come out on top. If you're not doing all of the press with them and if you're not involved in any of it, how do you make it seem like this is why I'm not there? This is why, I'm a victim of this situation. I think probably all of it is true.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Because here's a couple of things. This is what Cosmo is reporting. I love that. Yeah. Also, the source material for the stories of the shows today is so varied. So the first one was obviously from the Grammys website and then from TMZ. This one is now from Cosmo. You're going to see how more varied it gets as the show goes on. Anyway, this is what the camp is saying. So when it comes to what Karamo's mom heard, it was pretty petty, the source said, admitting that their, quote, harsh words had created an intimate rift, end quote, amongst the cast, which reportedly led to Karamo cutting off his 3 co-stars While he unfollowed Tan, Anthony, and JVN on social media, he seemingly still follows Jeremiah as the interior designer wasn't involved in the gossip. Per the source, their comments are about how Karamo looked and dressed, but then turned into complaining about what he tells the subjects of the show. Quote, since he is the life coach, that's obviously not something that anyone wants to hear, that they aren't doing a good job. It's especially hard when it's coming from your so-called friends. They, the source, when Karamo's added. Karamo allegedly had, quote, concerns that his fellow cast members were talking behind his back, and when his mom heard them stirring up the drama, the source explained that it was all the confirmation he needed. It turned very sour very fast once Karamo figured out what they really felt for him. Now, here's the other thing. Gay guys are mean. And we talk about everybody behind everybody's back. Yeah. That's also just the world we live in.
Yeah.
That's also you're a famous person on a TV show where arguably your credentials are the least impressive for you to actually have the job on the show that you do. So being hypersensitive to something like that does not seem to me good life coach. Like he needs a life coach to say, water off a duck's back, baby. Let the haters gonna hate. Focus on the whatever.
I think my best advice in this is that if you are a person who is not regularly getting feedback, and I think this is partially why therapy is so great for people, is because all of those people on the show do not particularly seem to me like people who are getting feedback and like receiving feedback.
Yes.
Like
JVN's a good example. We've got some good stuff with him on the whole podcast with Dax Shepard, where it was like, hold up.
Yeah, like I don't think that they're receiving feedback. I think that they've mostly been praised for the show. And like, if you're a person who is not receiving feedback, maybe turn to somebody in your life and go, hey, do you have any feedback for me? Like, and be open to it.
Listen to them. Like that's what's so wild is, do I think that if Karamo's being serious, has he ever been critical behind JVN's back about an outfit JVN put someone in? Well, of course.
And I will say, like, watching the show in the past, I haven't watched it in the last probably 5 seasons, but like Karamo says pretty harsh things to people who are pretty broken. And he did that on his talk show. And I think that's somebody should have given him feedback. It's like, you need to be gentler with these people who are literally going through the biggest transition in their life, and like throwing them in the deep end is not good for everybody.
No, that you said that much more artfully than what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Which was one of the platforms that I saw someone had talked about. Hey, the problem with Karamo is that he was never open to a different way of doing things. And that's not really life coachy. Life coach is to take someone where they're at, meet them where they're at, and figure out how they help get themselves to the next steps. You have to adapt
to the person. You cannot just be like, well, this is the person I am all the time if you're a life coach. Like,
now, the other kind of thing, so that's the Karamo handling of it. And I think we all can be very sensitive that way as well. Like, I think that's what I'm saying.
Also, if my mom heard it, like, I would feel even more intense.
Of course. I would say, like, hey, guys, don't shiz talk me in front of my mom.
Yeah.
Like, we could shiz talk each other. That's life. I get it. We're not, Steven works in creative spaces with creative people who have varying sized egos. I get that things can be fragile, but if you don't have someone who can just be like, let me just give it to you straight, dude. You're being a total diva right now, or you're being rude or whatever else. Okay, that's the one side. The other side is, what do you do if you're the Anthony, Tan, and JVN in the show, in that talk show, like hearing about it? And what I will say is that Anthony, in my estimation, did how I would have handled it.
Yeah.
Which is just be real.
Yeah.
It felt a little artificial, this hand holding and we really support Karamo whenever he's
No, they were spooning on the couch.
I would be like, no, be real.
Yeah.
I mean, that's maybe my thing. And so he'd said this. He posted kind of this past week as well. The backstage drama kind of kills the vibe of the show. I'm not motivated to watch you all portray to be a big happy family. Oh, sorry. One viewer admitted this on what Anthony had posted. The backstage drama, and I think Anthony liked it. So just say, yes. The backstage drama kills the vibe of the show. I'm not motivated to watch you all portray to be one happy family on every episode, knowing it was all fake. If you can't work out your own mess, how can you be in charge of fixing someone else's life? And that was the message that I was like, yes.
Yeah.
This is everyday life for me applied to Chase Walker's, like, 24/7. Being aware, like being honest about what you're navigating in your own personal life and how it's affecting other aspects of your life, I think is really smart. That to me is like, own it. Faking that it's not is wild to me.
Yeah. And there's a piece of me where I'm like, the thing is, and like in my head, I was just like, okay, well, why didn't they maybe edit the show in so much that like they have a little bit more conflict? And ultimately, like, the reason why is because the show is not about them. Yeah. The show is about the people whose life they are changing.
Right.
And it should be. And so I'm like, ultimately, if you like that aspect, you should watch the show.
Yes.
Like, if you like the aspect of like a makeover where somebody like is better off in their life, where they get the courage to propose to their longtime girlfriend, like, then you should keep watching the show, because that is really who the show is about. And I think that like yes, the drama is good, and yes, I'm like, as a reality TV viewer, I'm like eating it up, and also like, wow, I wish they would have showed this dynamic a little bit more to make it seem like this is a friend group who is varied. Like, these are not like just best friends for no reason. Like,
I don't even want them to be a friend group. I want them to be professionals who are using their professional skill set, which has placed them in a superior position than just Bob, Harley, and Joe on the street giving advice. These are legit professionals who come in to Marie Kondo someone's life. I don't want to just be like, hey, I'm Harold. I just want to weigh in on this. You got to wear more orange. Like, I wish that they could have all just been more professional, including Karamo, and perhaps especially Karamo. So,
well, and also I think from the very beginning when they were rebooting it, Karamo was very loudly a person who was like, I'm gonna get that.
For sure.
Like, he wanted to be on the show so bad.
They all did.
So I don't know. It's all true, but most importantly, my advice for you is get feedback from somebody. Because if you're not familiar with it, like, if you hear somebody say, if you're not familiar with feedback, hearing somebody say feedback about you might feel like criticism.
Yeah. Or it might offend you.
Might feel like bullying.
Yeah. Opposed to saying, hey, this is actually
could just be really good feedback.
And being an adult.
Sorry.
In 2026, we got to be open to feedback.
Sorry, King Julian, you need feedback.
My other, my piece of advice on this is be honest and be like, yeah, this was totally surprising. Don't love it. Hope it doesn't distract fans from getting to watch the show.
Well, that's my thing is I'm like,
be real.
Karamo really put, I understand why he did it and why he was strategic about it, but it's like, man, how mad were you at everything to ruin the experience of all of the what they call heroes of this season, who their story is not going to be portrayed in as positive of a light, or
this
they'll get the
publicity
that they wanted.
All.
No,
you did not gain any new followers from this. You probably lost a bunch.
No, because I know that the production is going to be sparkly, shiny, clean.
Right.
I don't think that the production is going to edit them in a way that shows that they have conflict.
Right. Agreed. Okay. In the same vein as sort of airing publicly your private grievances, we have to talk about the Beckham family. This is a family that needs therapy.
Do we
am I sat for this drama? Now, speaking of varied sources, this report, this was the most comprehensive report I could find, comes from Town and Country magazine, which is just like
someone at Town and Country.
Someone at Town and Country is like, I am ready. I have been ready. So we have kind of the complete timeline of some of the Beckham family drama, which is interesting because it's. Some people have said okay, what do you want? Do you want the footage of Victoria Beckham?
Yeah.
Do you want the footage of blah, blah, blah? This is becoming the Solange Knowles in the elevator
I guess I will say high level. If you have not caught up with any of this, what you should know, Brooklyn Beckham.
Oh, I'm getting into that.
Okay,
we're going to do that because I'm kind of going through the history.
Yes, history.
So that we can get to where today, and then we'll talk about it.
Perfect.
So this is, and we'll link this story if you have 4 hours of your life to go down this deep rabbit hole.
If you really love Town and Country.
Okay, so we know that Brooklyn Beckham married Nicola Peltz in April of 2022. It was a super lavish wedding.
Because she is a billionaire heiress.
Nicola Peltz's family is like richer. They have a mint in the basement. They are printing cash. That's how rich they are.
They are the 1%. They are the who we should eat.
They're the 0.1%.
Yeah,
I mean, they are the sort of wealth where it's just like astronomical.
When they say eat the rich, they do mean them.
They do mean them, although we would need a lot of them because these people are skinny.
Yeah.
These people there ain't a lot of meat on these bones.
No.
So they have this multi-day wedding, as billionaire weddings typically have. Now he would later allege about this wedding, so I'm going to kind of jump it back and forth. So in January of 2026, or earlier this month, about the wedding, he alleged that the very first dance, quote, speaking of the first dance, my mom, so funny to me that when you're feuding, you're using pet names.
Yeah,
like I get like I would have, if I'm feuding, I would say Victoria. Like if I'm ever mad at my mom, I can't imagine just saying like Liz, like her name. That would be the line of trouble. My mom hijacked my first dance with my wife, which had been planned weeks in advance to a romantic song. In front of our 500 wedding guests, Mark Anthony called me to the stage where the schedule was planned to be my romantic dance with my wife. But instead, my mom was waiting to dance with me instead. I don't know why he said instead twice. That sounds stupid. Brooklyn wrote, she danced very inappropriately on me in front of everyone. I've never felt more uncomfortable and humiliated in my entire life. Regarding the dress, he said, quote, my mom canceled making Nicola's dress in the 11th hour despite how excited she was to wear her design, forcing her to urgently find a new dress. And then regarding the seating, quote, during the wedding planning, my mom went so far as to call me evil because Nicola and I chose to include my nanny Sandra, and Nicola's nanny at our table because they both didn't have husbands. Both of our parents had their own tables equally adjacent to ours. So they have this really fancy wedding. Some ish goes down. To be honest, a lot of ish goes down for most people's weddings. The things I think are the most egregious offenses are the fact that Victoria allegedly canceled making Nicola's wedding dress, Victoria Beckham as a designer.
Yes.
That would be problematic.
There is reports though.
Yes.
That like, and this is where I'm like, all of it is true.
Yes.
All of it is true. There is reports that she stepped out of doing the dress like 11 weeks before the wedding. Mm-hmm. That I wouldn't say is the 11th hour.
No. And I think that there's a reason for her to step out? I don't know. Mm-hmm. It seems petty.
Also,
and a missed opportunity to be a cool person because you're a major designer. Victoria Beckham is a major aesthetic.
Yeah, that would have been a really cool
opportunity to say, I designed my daughter-in-law's wedding dress because you knew there was going to be so much press and pictures about it. If I'm on the board of the Victoria Beckham fashion brand, I'm pissed at Victoria Beckham for not doing the dress. That's
also the dance was not actually at the wedding reception. It was at a rehearsal dinner.
One of those things
the night before. Yes. Sounds like it was more Mark Anthony's fault.
Who said, I'm calling up the most beautiful woman in the world, and does a pivot and calls it Victoria instead of Nicola Peltz.
Crazy, by the way. That sounds like a Mark Anthony problem.
Yes, although I think the more tasteful thing for Victoria would have said, are you kidding? The most beautiful woman in this world is Nicola Peltz. Yeah. That's the gracious person, but we're not dealing with gracious people. We're dealing with
she's never had feedback before.
Yeah, and we're also dealing with Posh Spice, who already has demonstrated a pretty giant ego with respect to the whole spice world of it all. So then in October of 2023, Nicola and Brooklyn are at the premiere for Beckham, the Netflix documentary on the family. And it's noticeably uncomfortable in the press between Brooklyn and
they're like barely
Victoria.
Included in the photo.
Then in February in 2024, Victoria goes to the premiere of Nicola's film, Lola, because Nicola Peltz is an actress of some kind. So then
a Nepo baby of some kind.
Baby, yes. And then Brooklyn actually goes to Victoria's 50th birthday, but Nicola does not come to Victoria Beckham's birthday. And then in December of 2024, they all were spending Christmas together. May 2025, they have David Beckham's birthday. So it sort of seems like even if there was a bit of a rift,
they're trying.
They did the Christmas together. They should have been kind of like, hey, we're back in it. However, they both don't go to David Beckham's 50th birthday party.
Yeah.
Noticeably absent. Then the fateful choice, I think, they renew their vows in August of 2025. And they don't have any of Brooklyn's family participate in the vow renewal. In October, Brooklyn and Nicholas skipped the premiere of Victoria Beckham's documentary on Netflix. David Beckham was knighted in November of 2025, but the Brooklyn and Peltz did not go to that. And then finally, because this is sort of brewing and his absence is becoming much more noticeable in 2025, Brooklyn, Victoria, Nicola, and David appear to unfollow each other on Instagram. Yeah. And then Cruz responds and a thing saying, "Not true. My mom and dad would never unfollow their son. Let's get the facts right. They woke up blocked, as did I." So Cruz Beckham defending Victoria and David enters. And I also just love like the family drama of it all. Because sometimes like when I hear about other people's family drama, I think like, what character would I play in my family in this story? And I just don't know. I think I would probably be like the Cruz. I don't know. And so then Brooklyn drops a bomb because everyone's kind of like, I think at this time, very much against Brooklyn and Nicola for being like completely spoiled. Brooklyn's only in the world he's in because of his parents. Yeah. Nicola's only in the world she's in because of her parents. These are not impressive individual people because of any accomplishments they've done, not tied to their last name.
Brooklyn also is like notably is like, I'm a chef, and then cooks like tried to have a cooking show for a minute, and like it was not it.
No, it's ego more than any sort of substance.
Yeah.
And so
it's nepotism without talent.
Yeah, literally. And so he issues a very, very, very long, there's no way we're going to waste everybody's time in reading it. But he ends it.
7 pages of Instagram.
No, literally,
stories.
it's so long. If I showed you this on a full iPad, it's just like you'd have to scroll twice to get through it. But he ends it with this. "My family values public promotion and endorsement above all else." Okay? Hey, Brooklyn, that's how your life was paid for the record. So when you say my family values, you could say, I have everything in my life because of the public promotion and endorsements my family has received. Yeah. Brand Beckham comes first. Family love is decided by how much you post on social media. You know who gets to say these things? People who aren't worried about where their next paycheck's coming from. You married into a billionaire's family, and then she says, "We don't need your family money.
Yeah, you
can burn your family over this." That's what I think happened. On social media, how quickly you drop everything to show up and pose for family photo op. How quickly you drop everything, you don't have a job. And how
drop
quickly
everything what? Drop
you're
what?
going to your dad's 50th birthday or your dad getting knighted. Or your mom's 50th birthday. Like, those are the... Like, we're not talking...
It's giving spoiled rotten.
It's giving absolute spoiled rotten. Even if it's at the expense of our professional obligations. Yeah. Jokes.
Okay.
We've gone out of our way for years to show up and support at every fashion show, every party, and every press activity to show our perfect family. But the one time my wife asked for my mom's support to save displaced dogs during the LA fires, my mom refused. Okay. When you're invoking PETA... You've lost me. Like when you're like, but the dogs. Okay, cool it.
It just is like...
Two things can happen at once. You can help the dogs and show up for your family.
I just think, okay, do I think that there are parents out there who are truly like wild and crazy and...
Yeah,
like
I know some of them.
Should be disowned. Yes. Do I also think that like perchance if... all of the siblings are still communicating with those people, that these like might not be deranged people? Maybe.
Right.
Maybe perchance. Maybe perchance you're the problem. Just saying.
And do I think that the Beckhams need to be perfect people? No. But do I think that you need to be publicly blasting them like this? Absolutely not.
No.
Because then he says this. "The narrative that my wife controls me is completely backwards." So you control your wife? Just kidding. He says, "I have been controlled by my parents for most of my life. I grew up with overwhelming anxiety. For the first time in my life, since stepping away from my family, parentheses," oh, this is very small text, "and joining a billionaire's family." Oh, interesting. "That anxiety has disappeared." Yeah, guess how my anxiety would disappear if I married into a billionaire family and I didn't have to worry about money either. How would yours do?
Actually,
poof, gone. Abracadabra, bitch.
You're telling me that your anxiety is gone when you're posting 13 Instagram stories about
I've never
your
been
parents.
less anxious in my life.
I've never been less anxious in my life.
It was 2022. Mark Anthony was there. My wife didn't get a Victoria Beckham dress.
You sound pretty anxious,
You
my
sound
dude.
pretty anxious, my dude.
Methinks thou dost protest too much.
Yeah, I wake up every morning grateful for the life I chose and have found peace and relief.
People who have found peace do not write 13-page Instagram stories.
People who find peace don't recount the LA fires for my dogs, for the dog charity, or like, my mom wouldn't make my wife's dress. And then
wake me up when he has something interesting to say.
My wife and I do not want a life shaped by image, press, and manipulation. So we spent 13 pages. Okay. All we want, peace, privacy, and happiness for us and our future family. Peace, okay. Privacy?
No.
Privacy you want? Then why did you put all this out in the public eye?
Privacy?
You want to keep things private? That may cost you some public...
My king, you just did 13 Instagram pages. Stories.
Yeah. Hi, guess what's not private? The social media.
Your life.
Your life
right
fully
now.
Not. You made it.
You just aired out your life. You want privacy?
But pick a random paragraph in this thing. My parents have been trying to endlessly ruin my relationship before my wedding, and it hasn't stopped. You want privacy?
For what?
You want privacy? Why? Private about what? Your parents should ruin your relationship?
Like, I don't have sympathy for celebrities who are like, I want privacy starting now.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then you shouldn't have made it my business.
Agreed.
You made it my business.
Agreed.
So you want privacy? Goodbye.
Agreed.
Kiss it goodbye.
Bye. Ugh.
I'm so glad you're on the same side, because when I talk to somebody and they're like, oh, yeah, and like, I can't
Can you imagine being
like,
in the Beckham family? I'm like, my dream?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my mom's Victoria Beckham, who's making my wife a wedding dress, and I'm mad because she said no. Like,
and
is that lame?
my dad's David Beckham.
Sure. Did I marry a billionaire?
Met the queen, like,
yeah. Did I get to marry a billionaire because of my parents? Yes. If Beckham, if Brooklyn thinks that Nicola Peltz would be interested in him at all because of his culinary skills or his, I don't know if he's a stallion in bed, but you are there, my king, because of your family. And then you turn your back on your family. That's like being super lame to how you got somewhere. Yeah. And being like, but we just want to be private here. Yeah. You got here because of your family.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I'm tired of that. Like, truly, we should know less about people.
Okay, into other news.
Yeah.
This is going to be just a little bit of an explanation. The Real Housewives New York drama.
Yeah.
So just going quickly, and thankfully I had to explain this to my dad yesterday. So I feel like I can explain it to Helen Keller, because that is trying to explain to my dad.
I feel like I saw news that it came out that she was fraudulent.
Yes, I've watched 2 things on that.
What, is it real? Like,
I don't know, because she's dead.
There's a large camp.
There's a large camp that are saying, hey, look, and it's based on the signatures and some of the documents, and that the other person was getting a bunch of money in advance on book deals, like her handler was, but that it was actually Helen Keller who was doing it all.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Don't hate the player.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's like the video of the girl.
My sister is blind, and she's like...
She's faking it. Okay. Real Housewives of New York was arguably the franchise that or the city that put the entire franchise on the map. We had OC... But it wasn't until we had Countess Luann, we had Sonia, we had Luann de Lesseps, the Countess, we had Bethany Frankel, who became very, very popular. I mean, shark on Shark Tank, for heck's sake. Yeah. And then we're dealing with Jill Zarin, who is and continues to be, I think, the reason why New York is even relevant. Yeah. Ramona Singer, who is unbelievably crazy. Alex McCord. We're dealing with Kelly Ben-Simone. I mean, there's a couple of these people that are were part of the original Orange County. And then Sonia Morgan. No, that's
Aviva.
That's Aviva. Alex McCord is her.
Yes, I know who Alex McCord is.
Yes, but that just takes like the iconic Aviva, shows, the iconic parts from Housewives. I would say a lot of them come from New York City.
Yes.
Dorinda Medley. I mean, these are major players. Well, they end up, I think, this is now maybe where we have 2 roads diverge in the woods. I think they went a little go broke on who they casted. They casted Leah, they casted Ebony K. Williams, and they took 2 women who
I didn't watch the newest reboot of New York.
not the newest
all.
reboot. I'm saying when they brought in the last.
Yes.
So they end up kind of aging out. They, because not all the housewives stay. So Bethany Frankel, for example, left for a number of years and then came back, and then she ends up leaving. And so in order to sort of like reinvigorate the show, have new blood, they have Leah, who is significantly younger. I want to say 20 years younger than the youngest housewife there. And we're dealing with some of these women that are absolutely deranged. The Morgan Lattas. I mean, this is Sonia Morgan of JP Morgan Chase fame.
No, they've been on Xanax for 45 years.
Xanax, go to sleep. I mean, these are women who are
Wow, do I need to
wild.
rewatch New York?
No, like literally, like
go to sleep.
Go to sleep. You're crazy. You don't support me, Bethany. You don't support me. It's turtle time. I mean, you don't understand. Like, these are women partially raised me. These are all my aunties.
No,
it's why I'm a little bit
anytime somebody
deranged.
takes something from under the table and then puts it on the table, I'm like, the only thing
about me is this. Not well, bish. Like, the number of times that we do tried to make it nice.
Don't be all uncool.
Yeah, literally. I mean, we could go on. Mention it all. I can't believe I just did that with my back. That was not smart. But the number of things. And so then they end up bringing in Leah and Ebony K. Williams. And Leah is very much like she gets sober.
Yeah.
The antithesis of the women on Housewives. I know, but I'm saying she's like trying to be sober, which is antithetical.
Yeah.
Because there was some comments.
You still have to be so interesting if you're going to be sober on Housewives.
Well, and you don't bring in a sober coach effectively, which is she was trying to be, to a women of absolute drunk mess lushes. I mean, that is their personality.
What are you doing
booze.
there without Dorinda?
Literally, these are women that are just, I think, drunk from the moment they wake up. And then they bring in, and they're all white, waspy women who are a little racist and a little out of touch. And so bringing in a woman of color who's incredibly articulate, a lawyer, a presenter, a host, who can call them out on these things, that's not what the viewers wanted. And so it ends up completely tanking. In fact, they don't even film a reunion for the last season that everyone's
crazy.
In. And then they reboot a handful of years later with a much younger, much more diverse and really impressive individual. I mean, Jenna Lyons from J. Crew, I think Brand. I mean, some of them housewives, some of them not, but trying to be like a young crowd. Yeah. And Always Driving, Never Arriving, it doesn't quite take off. Even though
the first season was good, second one I feel like fell a little flat.
And then
they haven't gone back.
Then Jenna Lyons isn't coming back. I think we're gonna have Aaron, Sai, and maybe Giselle, not Giselle, what's her name?
I don't know.
Whose husband they all thought was dishonest. Anyway, long story long, they
mention it all.
They kind of cancel the show is having a hard time. And everyone really the audience wanted, bring back Roni Legacy, Real Housewives of New York Legacy. And Bravo, no. And they actually go as far as to say, we're not going to put Ramona Singer back on our TV because it came out that she had very problematic things. Yeah. She also is the perfect level of unhinged where she accidentally posted her bank statement on her Instagram or
she posted yesterday.
And we're dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So that's she posted yesterday her in workout clothes being something, the caption was can you work out too hard? She commented, yes.
Yeah, right. These are women who are, it's Kathy Hilton, but every single person is Kathy Hilton.
Yes.
Right? And so it's the perfect level of.
When they go on cash trips to Mexico, they all wear Depends on the way back.
Right.
On the airplane.
On an airplane with people there.
You guys are
these are level. Anyway, so Bravo was just not listening and not bringing him back. And then it gets announced, actually, on Friday, that the E network has cast the original minus Bethany, but the original group, plus Kelly Ben-Simone, who was starting season 2 to season 5. They're starring. They're a new spin-off, a new Real Housewives-esque show on E. Yeah. And I could not be more thrilled for it. One, I just saw Bethany Frankel commented or did a video about it, and she said, good. these women, Bravo wanted to act like these women were retired.
Yeah.
And E said, no, there's still
While
a
still
lot of
asking
value.
them to come to BravoCon.
Still
and like,
it's still showing their inherent value with having, for example, Luann on their
or Dorinda,
on Traitors multiple seasons, and then having Luann. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that on Traitors, of the Traitors that they have, like the Housewives on this season, and I think, well, Phaedra wasn't on the show at the time. She is now, but she wasn't on the show when they filmed. I guess Caroline Stanbury, that got canceled. The season before, so Chanel Ayan was on, and her show was airing at that same time. I think she was maybe the only housewife, because Robin had been kicked off of
Portia
had been kicked off.
Yeah.
And then I think she came back by the time she did the show.
Yeah.
So she was back on, but we don't have, I mean, Lisa Rinna had been off the show, Candace Dillard had been off the show, and Caroline Stanbury off the show, and then Dorinda off the show. So Traitors was using old housewives. There's inherent value evidenced in those choices, or else they would say we only can use the current housewives. I mean, it's why they're bringing back Vicky Gunvalson for the Ultimate Girls Trip and to the 20th season of OC.
Yeah.
Long story long, you guys. The reason why this is so interesting to me, and maybe only me, is because I think Housewives were in danger of becoming very stale, becoming very mean, and a little production protected, where they sort of felt like, hey, look, you wanna be on TV, it's us or nobody. And so it really created this imbalance, opposed to production being there just to film the craziness of these women.
Yeah.
Production became the seventh housewife on every franchise.
Yeah.
And now there's competition, and I think that's going to yield better content.
I agree.
And that makes me pumped.
I agree.
Because these are, like, saying it in real time, and for the first time actually on the show, they are like my aunties. Yeah. They're all my crazy aunts. Crazy.
And
I would,
absolutely,
but they're my family.
You would have to warn somebody before bringing them in.
Well, I warn myself sometimes in the mirror. I'm like, we are prepared to watch Potomac. These are insane women, and I love all of them. Like, I would fight people to defend them.
I know many people didn't like Potomac this season, but I thought it was excellent.
I thought it was excellent too, and I know a lot of people didn't like Angel. I think she needs to absolutely come back.
Yeah.
Because same with
also, I just need Angel back, because by the end, I really was feeling bad for her.
No, I was rooting for her, and I actually think she did get shafted by production. I don't think she's the one that found that house. She came out saying that Potomac is the one that found that house, the production. Anyway, I think we're gonna see competition even better. Because of the competition, we're going to get better content, better quality shows. I think they're going to treat the talent better. I'm really interested to see how it formats. If they're doing confessionals, what are they really like? So I'm really sad for this. I think it'll be end of 2026.
Of Karen, like, trying to mentor Angel.
You're saying Potomac. I was saying New York on E. I'm really excited for what will happen with Potomac with Karen coming back. I think we know exactly what it's going to be, because you saw the preview for the trailer for the reunion, and the fact that she gets a first C and she was only in the last episode and only by reference. She is the queen. Although, did you hear there's drama with Giselle saying that she's not going to record with the felon, and Andy went on his radio show. No.
Karen? Oh my gosh. Giselle,
Andy went on the radio show to say, I just want to be clear, you don't decide who you film with, we do.
Yeah.
If you don't want to film with them, then you're not on the show.
Yeah.
Like, he came out strong for Karen. It'll be interesting to see the Karen and Stacey dynamic, because Andy loves
so
Stacey.
Weird, because Giselle, the entire time she was gone, was like championing her. So literally.
Yeah. I don't think she likes how positive everybody's being with.
Yeah, she's gonna take the stance of, you still got a DUI because you're a bad person.
Right.
And to be clear, she's not wrong about that. Like, it is weird that we are championing a person who's coming out of jail for a DUI.
Yeah.
Like,
wild, but I just think it's super interesting. Also, that does make us, we have to talk about Traitors just briefly, because that's when we're going to talk about it. I am so disappointed that the season is like halfway over.
Yeah.
Because I'm loving this season. It is good.
will say, like, I it feels like there's a lot being left on the editing room floor.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I'm not getting to know, like, Mark or
Kristen Kish.
Kristen. Like, I'm like, I know there's more content of them. Like, we are just not getting a lot of content of them, like, talking and discussing and, like, who they think it is.
Yeah,
like,
I need it to be about 25.
It's getting to the round table so quickly.
Yeah. It was rumored, and I just wanted to see, and it is saying that it is just a rumor, which makes me sad. But it was rumored that Traitors is looking at doing a all-only Housewives edition of Traitors. And so I thought it would be fun for us to just say, if we were to do Housewives on Traitors, like an only Housewives episode, who would you want on the show? Let's say you can pick 3 people from each franchise from the history of each franchise.
Okay,
so start with New York. Start with OC.
OC, I would say Tamra, who's already been on, but we'll forgive it.
Yeah.
Tamra, Emily, Shannon Bedore.
I think my OC would be Vicky, because did you watch her on the Celebrity Weakest Link? Mm-mm. She is insane. So, like, she gets a question wrong, and instead of just being like, oh, okay, she's like, what? I was going to say that. Do another one. I want a different question. They have to, like, cut her mic off multiple times. Like, she's an insane person. Yeah. So I'm interested in her. I then would say I would probably say Vicky, Tamra, and
Shannon Bedore. How can you not do Shannon Bedore?
Shannon drives
She's
me
insane.
nuts.
I know, but TV wise,
yeah,
and
that's
think of
true.
her stupid outfits. She
and
would
the
come
thing,
in.
like, she like, and they're playing against other housewives,
and
so they're
her
not.
Her Spanx would be
the 5th housewife. I don't even say 4th. They're just that many. Okay, New York. Who would you pick as your 3?
Bethany, Dorinda, Sonia.
See, I don't want Dorinda again, because I actually think she's quite boring on the game.
No, not Dorinda. Who was the other Spanx girl on Housewives?
Heather.
Heather, Sonia.
See, I want Ramona, because she's insane. I want Sonia and Luann.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sonia, and Luann would wear a lot of fedoras.
Yeah.
There would be... She'd have to have an entire other room for her fedoras.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
Okay, Atlanta, Nene. But let's say not Phaedra or Portia. We can't. Oh, but man, they haven't been on the Housewives. I would say, or Sheree, because she was
Kenya.
on as well. Yeah, I would say Nene, Kenya, and Kim.
Yeah,
Zolciak.
absolutely.
Like, those are the ones. New Jersey, it would have to be...
Teresa.
New Jersey. Teresa.
Dorinda.
No, she's not New Jersey. You're thinking... Dorinda is New York. You're thinking...
Dolores.
No,
Dolores. And Soggy Flicker.
And Siggy. I would say I want...
Margaret is a good one, too.
I want Margaret, Danielle, Staub, and Melissa Gorka.
That's a good one.
I want the 3 of them, or Kim D.
Kim D.
Like someone who's so D-list that would
Caroline.
do anything. I know, but she's too perfect. I need to protect her.
I know.
I don't want her to risk it. Okay. Miami, to me, it has to be Adriana, because she's insane.
Yeah.
I would say Stephanie, just because new, smart.
Yeah, fair.
And
Marisol, probably.
Yeah, or
because Marisol
I could
would
see
have good outfits,
Alexia being interesting as a traitor.
Shut up. She'd be like Michael Rappaport.
She would be Michael Rappaport. But she's a level of unhinged, and if we put Adriana and Alexia, if we put Marisol and Adriana, it's going to be more of the same.
That's why I need to split them.
That's what I'm saying. So I want Adriana and Alexia, not Adriana and Marisol, because Marisol and Adriana they fight no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay. This
Dallas.
is fun. Dallas. Oh, of course.
Leanne.
Because she would physically murder. She'd be like, who are we killing tonight, girls? And they'd be like, so. She pulls out a blade. They're like,
she pulls out a gun.
She's cleaning a rifle.
She's like,
who's getting the bullet tonight, you girls? And then.
Wow, insane. I forgot
then
about
it has to
Leanne.
be Stephanie
and Rip. I don't give a rip.
No.
What's her name?
I want
the blonde, red hair.
I want the Asian Tiffany Moon.
Tiffany Moon.
Because she was good TV. Okay, Salt Lake. Oh, Beverly Hills. LVP for
Erica.
me. Erica, Girardi, and honestly, Amanda, because she's level 10, or Carlton.
Amanda?
Yeah,
The new girl,
I have an
Amanda?
interesting take on Amanda. Someone said that she was hired to completely get under the girls' skin.
Okay,
like
well,
a
it's
level
working.
of delusion, that they needed someone to expose, like to fully irritate every single person so that they don't look so prim and proper and fake. And she's nailing that.
Yeah, she's
I don't
nailing
think she'll
it.
be able
That's
to come
true.
back, but
Oh, I think Sutton would be so good.
Sutton would be good.
I think Erica, LVP, and Sutton are the perfect.
Oh, no. Sorry. I want Jennifer Tilly just so she can provide commentary.
Oh my gosh,
She's
I
quickly
love Jennifer
becoming
Tilly.
one of my
Jennifer
top
Tilly
5.
doesn't become a actual housewife, I
She
will
did.
revolt.
She is.
She
this
is?
season, she's a full-time. That's why she has an
Thank
intro.
goodness.
I think she's slowly becoming one of my top 5 housewives of all time.
Obsessed
She goes,
with her.
That was clever of me. I just love it. She goes,
No, I'm
well, I
obsessed.
really loved that necklace, but I couldn't afford it. But then I became really rich, and so I did, and so I bought it. It was very clever of me.
She is like Karen on Will and Grace.
Yeah,
but like
real
likable.
life.
But
Karen's
like, and
the most likable human
I
being
know,
I've
but
ever
Karen
met in
is
my
like
life.
also kind of like says
Yeah.
crazy sarcastic things,
Yeah.
and she's kind of like snarky.
Yeah.
Jennifer Tilly is not snarky at all. The clip of her climbing up the hike and she's like,
Then she goes, I wouldn't have worn my Gucci boots if I would have done this. And then the girl says about her Chanel backpack. She goes, I just don't know why we need to talk about Chanel so much. I mean, Chanel's really great for couture, but I just don't know if I'd be wearing every day, ready to wear. It's so out of touch, but amazing.
I love her.
Okay, so I'm going to say Jennifer Tilly, Lisa Vanderpump. Oh, no, and Camille Grammer for a murder show. Are you? Oh, or
No,
Brandy
but,
Glanville,
I mean,
because she's going to work
imagine
for that
Sutton.
paycheck. Yeah, but Brandy
Brandy
Glanville's
was
going to
already
make
on,
TV.
though.
Brandy Glanville wasn't.
Yes, she was on the very first season. Remember?
Wait. No.
I thought she was on the part celebrity, part other one.
No. Wait.
Because
Traitors?
Phaedra was like, you can't talk to her like that. And she's like, oh, wait a minute. Am I thinking about Ultimate Girls Trip?
Yeah, you're thinking about Ultimate Girl Trip where she says, why'd you think she was a lesbian? Her eyebrows. You remember that?
No, I'm like,
Oh, no, you're right. Brandy Glanville was on it.
Yeah.
Wait, with Reza.
Oh, Reza's a good one.
Okay, wait.
He got voted off too early.
How do I see? Oh, Brandy Glanville.
I told you. She was on the first
cannot believe
one.
it. Ryan Lochte? Kyle Cook? Wait, what
Yeah,
the
this
hell
was
is
the first
this?
one that was the part. It was like the half normal people, half celebrity.
Oh my gosh. I've got to go back and rewatch this season. I completely forgot about this season.
Oh, I thought it
Ari
was so good.
Kate Chastain. Okay. Okay, so that is our New York and then Salt Lake.
Wow. I need Angie.
I need Lisa.
Unfortunately, I need Lisa.
Emotionally, I need Lisa. I think I need Lisa, Mary, and Bronwyn.
Brittany.
No, I need Bronwyn for the outfits. Brittany for the
outfits.
Yeah, and did you hear Bronwyn was just doing press yesterday with People and said that someone had asked, like, who have you become the closest with in during the separation? She said, oh, Mary Cosby. I talk to her every single day. I've gone on trips with her.
Wow.
She goes, and Mary's very good friends with Todd, and Todd really likes Mary. And,
yeah. Oh, I did see this.
And so I was kind of like, oh, that does kind of make me, I know she has a cult, but honestly, who doesn't? That seems really judgy. Some would say this is our cult. And with that, we love our little cult followers, all of our little good baddies. We love you so much. Is there anything else you want to go over for the episode today? I know. Do you want to just do a quick mention?
Well, you guys, somebody amazing died, and we can't talk about it, or else we will start to cry.
Yes.
Catherine
O'Hara is a icon. We loved her as Moira.
Did you see McCluley Clackens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you sent it to me and then said, quote, I'm not doing well. Please send Taco Bell or something. You know, it was very much
It does sound a lot like me.
It was like I said to Steven, oh man, we're going to cry talking about it on the podcast. And I feel like if we talk about it and just get off of it, it'll be quick. Which she talks about in Schitt's Creek, there's a clip going around where she talks about all we hope, all we are little birds in the wind of life, and we just hope that we find our footing, and with each other we can find our footing. I just think it's so beautiful. She was most recently a fan. Did you see the airport clip? A fan stops her in the airport and asks, with such an impressive career, which role do you want to be known for most of everything you've done? And she
mother
says,
of my
mother
children.
Of my children.
I'll throw up right now.
I'm grateful for her. I think I'm grateful because she seemed like she wanted to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And she wanted to bring light into heavy, and I don't think she took herself too seriously. No. And it seemed like she was always willing to be self-deprecating. And when she received the TIFF award in 2025, the like kind of Lifetime Achievement Award, and she was presented by Eugene Levy, she looked at the award and said, "My happiest moments in this profession were with you, Eugene." And you see this tenderness and this friendship. And I love that there is that in the world. And this is what's going to make me emotional, but I feel similar with you, that I get to have someone who some of my happiest, funnest moments are someone who I just love getting to make people laugh with. And you are brilliant, just like Catherine O'Hara was so brilliant and so funny. And I dressed dapper today so I could be a little Eugene Levy, and you're my little Catherine O'Hara.
You need stronger brows and a stronger mustache.
I'm sorry, these brows are as full as I can make them. I sometimes fluff them up to make them look bigger. Just kidding.
Maybe I'll stop saying that I'm undiscovered Melissa McCarthy and start saying I'm undiscovered
Catherine
O'Hara.
I'm the new Catherine O'Hara because
you're
new her. So thank you everyone for helping to make my dream of getting to do something fun with someone I find so funny and someone who I love so much that I get to do this all the time. So we're glad to be back at it and do what you can to make someone's life happier. That is the legacy of Catherine O'Hara. That's what we will leave you with.
And happy birthday, Ollie.
Yes. Happy belated birthday, Oliver. Thank you for having me come back to that. My boy is a 13-year-old man.
Whoa.
He is the thing that is just so wonderful about Oliver. Well, some of the things that are so wonderful about Oliver is, and I had shared with him some of his, like, some 13 things that we just absolutely loved about him because he really is so lovable. And one of the things that, like, was an easy top of my list for him is he is a really hard worker.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about someone who will be in the snowstorm shooting on the net and studying game and working at school and he gets onto a project and he will do that project. He is so diligent. He's such a hard worker. He's an incredible athlete. He's brilliant. There's very few things that he can't do, particularly when he puts his mind to it. He's extremely charming and fun.
That's what I was going to say. He is so charming. It's very rarely that you can sit down with a 12-year-old boy and he will hold a conversation with you like you wouldn't believe. And every time I do it and I, ask him, how's soccer going? He's like, well, let me tell you about this. And then he's like, how's your life going? And I'm like, you're 12, like now 13. I'm like, please calm down.
No, literally, it's hard having a kid that's cooler than you, and I'm okay with it because both of my kids are so much cooler than me.
That's true.
I'm really happy they'll be here in 2 weeks, and we'll get to celebrate his birthday just a little bit afterward. We'll prolong the celebrations. We were supposed to be there this weekend, actually, but because of my back, I'm not able to fly.
No chance.
And so super sad about that, but love you, buddy, and cannot wait to celebrate. We love everybody. Please, we're back on. We actually are now back doing social cuts. We have social cuts. So follow us on social media. Like, share, send it to your friends. Talk about sharing happiness. Share
send it
this
to your
with
friends.
people.
Like, my favorite podcast is back.
Yes, we're back again.
Back. Speaking of back.
Yes.
It's hurting.
And so we love y'all, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.